This case is the prime example of what happens when a suspect with high IQ thinks he can outsmart the detectives and keeps on talking when he should have just kept quiet.
If I'm chipping away at that timeline, it can be exculpatory for you, meaning that it excludes you as a suspect.
I know, my vernacular is very good, so you don't have to explain your words to me. I wasn't in the car when I went to the Starbucks.
Did you lie to me? I didn't get you on that one? I feel like I got you on that.
On the 17th of February 2019, David Wright and his friend Christopher set out on a drug deal a bit before 4 a.m. But instead of a regular drug deal, they had something else in plan. Actually, both sides did. Both parties decided to turn the deal into a robbery, but it would soon spiral into something even more horrifying. David demanded his buyers to turn over their belongings, and one of them responded by pepper spraying Chris. The buyers started running when David pulled out a revolver and fired a single shot into Raul Quadros's chest, killing him instantly. David and Chris immediately fled the scene and buried the gun in a nearby field, and went on with the rest of their nights as if nothing happened. Unfortunately for them, they were almost immediately caught because of the multiple CCTV footage from all over that area. David was brought in for questioning 2 days later, believing that cops have nothing on him, and that he would be able to get away with it because of his extraordinary intellect.
So, like I said, I mean, it's already been in the media. 4 people have been arrested. It's not like we don't know what happened to some extent, but there's always more that we don't know from every single party, right? Everybody has a little piece of the puzzle. We don't necessarily get the truth from everybody. So I would like to hear from you what happened.
Well, I have no clue. I'm just now hearing about this. So,
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, is kind of out the door at this point. I got several people who've already identified you. You're identified on video. So it's not a question of that you were there. It's more a question of what led up to this, because I don't think this is what was actually supposed to happen, right? So you're just going to play that you have no idea what happened because you weren't there.
I was not, no.
He may be thinking that nobody saw him, but not only was he identified by multiple people through the footage, he also didn't have any alibi for that time, and there were messages found on his Facebook in which he was discussing the arranged drug deal. So detectives already know he was there, but are just trying to figure out what exactly happened. But David still believes in himself.
It's not helpful to you, really, to just be quiet and not say anything. Because what I have are people who are looking out for themselves because they don't want to catch charge. So they're going to dime you off. They're not looking out for you.
So you believe somebody that's going to tell you that somebody else did something to save their own ass?
Well, with all the additional evidence, yes.
I've been out of jail for all of a week and a half. I've spent almost every minute of it with my girlfriend. As for, did I plan to kill anybody? Did I kill anybody? No, I didn't.
So when I look at the GPS on your phone, it's not going to tell me that, it's going to tell me that you were with your girlfriend the whole time, that you never were. We're over at Jack in the Box.
It should.
And the only reason you might tell me that is because maybe you didn't take your phone.
Or maybe somebody else had my phone. It's been known to happen. Quite often, actually. My phone has been... I left it in one person's car, and it took me a day and a half to get it back.
When was that?
That was earlier in the week. And then I let somebody use my phone. They were supposed to just go to 7-Eleven to go meet somebody that was selling something to an offer up.
Mm-hmm.
And they had apparently 7 or 8 things that they had to do between then and when they got back to the house.
So what day was that?
I don't remember.
And who was that?
That was the guy that goes by Memphis. It's a nickname. I think his first name's Joe. Black guy.
His only alibi and defense he has are that someone had his phone, and that there might have been someone else at the drug deal. But this defense is filled with holes, because that person would have to look like David, dress like David, and have different skin color from David's.
You know why you're here and what's going on. I mean, at this point, you're literally the last person we've talked to, and the only person that has an allegiance to you is Chris. I mean, obviously people are not going to be shy about telling us who was there and who did what. And plus, we have video. There's video at the Chevron. There's video at the Shell. You know that we have all your co-suspects under arrest. All I want from you is a reason. I understand what happened. I just need to know why.
The only person I know you have under arrest is Chris.
Okay. We have Cody under arrest. And we have Tannehill, what's his name, Ray?
Ray.
He's in custody as well. We have his car. the car that was used, the car that was at Chevron in our impound. They are all under arrest. Chris is under arrest because we viewed messages on the phones that organized picking you up. Those same messages from you to Cody. We have them on their phone. We've already viewed them. We have the Facebook communications between Chris and Brianna setting up the deal that happened where you guys showed up at the Chevron and walked down. This is how this plays out. Your girlfriend's going to be dumb enough to provide you an alibi on a murder charge. And then she's going to get roped up in a murder as an accessory. If you care about that person, you have just set her up for failure. And if you want your girlfriend jammed up because you just set her up for it, then that's your choice.
You can't threaten me with jamming her up.
It's not a threat, man. I'm just telling you how it plays out. Like, I'm going to go talk to her, and she's going to be dumb enough to lie for you when I got video evidence that you weren't with her. Like, dude, I get it. Like, you had a quick come up, right? I get it. I don't think you were a stone cold killer. I don't. Like, if you accidentally shot the dude because you flinched or you got scared because of something he did, now is the time. If you come up with that stuff later, nobody is going to believe a word you say.
How the f would somebody accidentally shoot somebody?
Because if your finger's on the trigger, it's called a sympathetic reflex. It happens to police officers all the time.
I think that's a term that's been come up with just to cover their asses for shooting people.
Well, you can try to make it about that. I'm talking about you.
I wouldn't know. Never shot anybody.
Almost everybody knows that the smartest thing to do is to stay silent during an interrogation. But David is far from silent. He keeps on rambling and trying to distance himself from the crime, which in most cases ends up with the suspect getting tangled up in his own web of lies, especially if there is a lot of evidence pointing at the contrary. But his ego isn't allowing him to keep his mouth shut.
Where do I go from here? And you're the police officer, reverse roles. You're the cop. You're sitting over here trying to figure out if this dude has any remorse for what he did or if he's just worried about getting in trouble. How would you proceed?
I'm not worried about getting in trouble. I didn't do shit.
I'll just be upfront with you. We got Cody's phone. The one that shows your phone number and your address and the communications between you two. Like, I have it. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just laying it out for you because that's what
I met up with somebody doesn't mean that I went with them to go do something.
Did you catch that? Here is where the detectives find an opening. Why, you might ask? Well, because the detective gives him concrete evidence that puts him at the scene of the crime, for which he was claiming he wasn't anywhere near. By trying to rid himself of guilt, he just keeps digging a deeper hole. Now the detective can slowly start getting a full confession out of him.
Okay, so when did you meet up with Cody then?
1, 2 o'clock in the morning, something like that.
On what day?
Maybe Saturday or Sunday.
Okay, where did you meet up?
Over by my house.
Okay, and who was with him?
That I don't know.
Was he alone?
When I met up with him, yes.
So why did you meet up with the dude that you didn't know?
Because my friend Chris had asked me to.
Okay, and so what happened after that?
Well, he had tried to proposition me for a handgun.
Mm-hmm.
I told him I didn't have one.
Okay.
So.
Did he say why?
No.
So you guys meet up, you have this conversation, then what happens?
He leaves.
And how did he leave?
Well, I walked back to my house and he walked back to whatever vehicle he was in.
Okay. Why did you leave that out when we first started talking? You think that might be important that the guy under arrest for murder came to your house looking for a gun?
Well, if I had given him a gun, then I think that would be important.
Well, it shows his intent. I mean, of course it's relevant to the case, right?
People buy guns for all sorts of reasons, man.
Yeah, but in this instance, there was a murder. So they went on their way, just the Cody dude, and did you actually talk to the other guy in the car? How does he know who you are then?
Maybe my name was mentioned when they were coming to meet me.
But he didn't see you.
Unless he seen me when he was parked.
But you didn't see the car.
I didn't look for the car. Unless I'm coming to meet somebody at their vehicle, I don't ask what vehicle they're in.
Well, that's not, and again, don't take this the wrong way. I'm not trying to insult you, but that's not very smart. You're meeting somebody to sell guns, and you're not going to watch around you to see where they come and go?
He was referred to me by somebody that I trust.
Okay. I would still be on my 6.
So you clearly have a genuine distrust of the police. Is that fair to say?
I distrust almost everybody.
Being honest with you about the information that we have, trying to give you an opportunity. And I mean, you've already said flat out you don't believe that he has that information. But I mean, with everything he's told you, you have to know that what he's telling you is true.
Well, whatever you have, you've got from people that may not necessarily be giving you information for the best of reasons. So
Take the people out of this. Take them out. Who cares about the people? We've got other stuff. Communications and all those types of things. The video. So it's not just that people are telling us this. We're not relying 100% on people. If we did that, we'd be stupid, right? I like to think I'm not that dumb. You take a totality of everything that we have, we know you're involved. And for you to sit here and just say that you don't have anything to do with it doesn't make any sense.
I think that you guys have me confused with somebody else.
Almost 40 minutes have passed, and it seems like it's hard for them to get anything. Most tactics they use don't seem to work. So they choose to switch up and threaten him with consequences of his actions on people close to him.
Dude, you're not this guy. You know you're not this guy. If you were, this conversation would be different.
Yeah, I'm obviously not this guy.
I meant
that
the
I'm not.
dick that is letting everybody else go down for him. I meant that type of guy. That's not you. You have a reputation as being a stand-up dude.
I think that whatever those guys did that leads to you believing that they were accomplices and accessories and everything like that
Yeah.
would be their own fault if they fucking hang for it.
Really? Even though, hypothetically, you're the person who pulled the trigger? So even though somebody else pulls the trigger, you're good with those guys going down. Your homie Chris, you're good with him going down. And I get it, you don't have any allegiance to these other two dudes. I understand that. But you're good with Chris going down. Getting 20 years off of what you did. You're good with that?
If you guys have him orchestrating and setting up something like that, then that's an awful.
It's his own fault that you shot somebody. It's his own fault that you didn't do things the right way. That's his fault.
I ain't shoot nobody. He should put himself around better people.
Okay. You know he's going to read this, right? I mean, he's going to have disclosure.
It's fine. I'd much rather not see my friend get in trouble, but if by you saying that you guys want me to tell you that I did something that I didn't do.
Fair enough. I don't want you to tell me that you did something you didn't do. That's not what I want. I want you to admit to what you did do. Because it's not even a question that you did it.
If it wasn't a question, you wouldn't be sitting here trying to get me to admit to something I didn't do.
I would, because it's the right thing to do. You may not trust the police, but I don't want to jam up all these other dudes on a murder one charge for something you did. Because it's not right in my mind that other people go down for something that serious off of what somebody else did. So I do care about that. That's why I'm talking to you.
Well, you're talking to the wrong guy.
You don't care about those dudes?
I'm not saying I don't care about him. I'm saying that you're talking to the wrong guy because I didn't do shit.
That's
And I think that
That's not what innocent people say.
innocent people that actually give a
Yeah, no. You know how many people I've had in that chair, man? Thousands. You don't give a that's you. Like, enjoy your time. I don't care. Then I don't have any hard feelings for you. I'm just going to move on to my next case. I just want you to know this isn't about you. This isn't personal. Like, you can say you don't care, but I actually think you do. I think you're being...
So, with that said, you agree that there's nothing more to say, right?
If you don't want to talk to me, there isn't.
Well, I don't want to talk to somebody that's going to keep on calling me a liar.
I have yet to call you a liar.
You've made the implication that I'm lying to you.
Because you are. But there's a difference between calling someone a liar and then pointing out inaccuracies in their story. There's a big difference. One is disrespectful. The other is not. Have I been disrespectful to you? Have I been disrespectful to you? Have I insulted you or come at you hard or done anything other than
You called me a liar. Yes, you did.
You were lying.
I'm not lying.
Do you not freely admit that you lied to me in this interview?
Where did I lie to you?
About meeting up with Cody? About being home, not going out at all, and then now you periodically are going out? Would you not concede that both of those things were lies?
I don't go farther than a couple blocks from my house on foot to meet somebody very quickly and come back.
Okay. That's not
So,
what you told me.
that's
Said you
pretty
don't
much
leave your
being home.
house. I don't leave my house. I was home all weekend with my girlfriend. It's on tape, man. There ain't no secret. Like,
Dude, I've got to walk my dog. Of course I leave the house, periodic.
okay.
But as for did I go anywhere?
So you were never at Casino in Evergreen, anywhere near there within 3 or 4 blocks Saturday night. I just want to make sure that we have this down.
Let's see.
Sunday morning.
How far is the Starbucks on Evergreen?
Which Starbucks?
The one on 75th.
Yeah, no,
Too
I'm not
far.
talking about that.
Okay, yeah, then no, I wasn't.
Okay. So you're at the Starbucks on 75th?
Earlier in the evening, yeah, like 8 or 9 o'clock, something like that.
Well, that's not home. Did you lie to me? Can
No.
I get I don't even get a smile out of that one? I didn't get you on that one? I feel like I got you on that.
With the detective catching David in an outright lie, you can start to see that David starts to feel uncomfortable. Considering his ego and IQ, he really doesn't want to end up looking like an idiot in front of the detectives. And that is exactly what is slowly happening each time he is caught in another lie.
You with somebody?
Yeah,
Who?
another woman.
Who was that?
I'm not gonna tell you that because she'd be very upset.
Yeah, but it's a homicide. It can help prove that you weren't involved.
How?
Because if you're with her, right, that gets my timeline tighter. So you're with her from 8 to when?
Not very long.
So you don't
Half
wanna,
hour at most.
so you don't want to tell me who that is?
I really don't.
Okay. Were you in a car? You're on foot?
I rode my bicycle.
To 75th? Then how'd you get home?
I got a ride from her with my bicycle in the back of her SUV.
So there was a car. Did I get you there? I feel like I got you there too. Yeah,
Saturday
I appreciate
night,
it. I'm just
Sunday
looking for
morning.
honesty, man. I mean, at this point, I feel comfortable that you have lied to me several times. I'm looking for honesty so that I can rule you out.
If you asked where I was Saturday night, Sunday morning,
I did.
yeah. So, Sunday morning, late Saturday night,
Yeah.
doesn't cover 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening.
Oh, okay. So then let's rewind. So Saturday morning to 8 o'clock, where were you?
Most of the time, at home.
Can you just lay it out for me? Why do I gotta pull it out of you? I'm asking where you were, man, so I can rule you out.
Based on his body language, with him finally moving his hands from his lap and adjusting his cap, it's possible that his ego is visibly bruised and he is starting to get uncomfortable. It's often with narcissists to snap in an instant, revealing everything, just to feed their superiority complex. This detective is obviously well trained, so he keeps on poking where he sees a weakness.
The only places that I go, usually, I go to 7-Eleven,
Okay.
the little Asian market if, we need tubes and tobacco for rolling cigarettes, but that's not very often.
Okay.
Walgreens,
Yeah. But Saturday, did you go to those places? I don't need to know where you generally go. I need to know where you went Saturday.
I probably went to 7-Eleven at some point.
Any idea what time?
I go when I need something or want something.
I understand, but that's why I'm asking. Like, any time? Do you remember wanting or needing something on Saturday?
No, I don't, because I don't feel like I need to track every one of my movements and shit like that, because I don't need to have a Loctite schedule of what I'm doing and where I'm going. As long as I'm at DOC on Thursdays between 1 and 3, and I make my appointments with Ideal Options, then it doesn't seem like a big deal to me where I go.
Okay, unless you're being charged with murder, and it kind of is a big deal, right?
Yeah, but if I don't pay attention to and keep track of these things, how the fuck am I going to tell you where I was without lying to you then? Because I don't know exactly when I was there.
Well, you could at least try.
Yeah, I would try. If it can rule you out as a suspect in a homicide, I would try.
Yeah, well, where I was Saturday during the day has no bearing on where I was Saturday night, Sunday morning.
It does. Absolutely it does. Because I can show you wearing different clothes. Or I can show you wearing the same clothes. Right? That's pretty important. Do you agree? I can show that you were with somebody else and not with these people.
People change their clothes. People meet other people.
Oh, no question. But if I'm chipping away at that timeline, right, it can be exculpatory for you, meaning that it excludes you as a suspect.
I know, my vernacular is very good.
Sweet.
So, you don't have to explain your words to me.
But dude, you can act like you're upset about that. You're not. So let's move past it.
The fact that you're talking to me like I'm a child.
You're not. I'm not talking to you like a child.
Upsetting.
How did I talk to you like a child? Tell me when.
You have to explain a word that you're using to me.
Most people don't know what that word means. I apologize.
Most people are fucking idiots.
Okay, you can pretend you're getting upset about it, but you're really not.
No, what I'm getting upset about is you call me a liar.
Because you lied. You lied. And I don't actually think I called you a liar. I did say you lied, but I don't think I actually called you a liar. So I'll call it to you now so we can just move past it. You are a liar. You have lied. Do you want to tell me what happened or not?
Couldn't tell you because I don't know.
Fair enough. We'll end up close the tape out for you right now.
Should have done that a long time ago when I said the conversation was over.
Okay. Whatever you say, partner.
And at this moment, David finally decided to stop talking, when he probably understood how much damage he has done to himself. In a similar fashion, he didn't last long in court. Deciding not to cooperate, he was hit with the highest possible sentence of 40 years. If you enjoyed this deep dive into an interrogation, you might like this video as well. Make sure you leave a comment about what you thought about it, and I'll see you in the next one.